Right, thank you everyone for joining. Right, so welcome Muhammad Khairi and Daniel Cheong. So welcome to our free online lesson. My name is Nabi Fikri bin Shaizan and I'm an application engineer from Acad system. And today I would like to share with you about the AutoCAD Mechanical. So basically what you will get once you install the AutoCAD Mechanical. So we're going to do some AutoCAD Mechanical introduction. Alright, so welcome, hello everyone. Right, so this is basically the agenda for today's about the AutoCAD mechanical toolsets. We're going to take a look on what mechanical toolsets can do. So first things first, we're going to take a look on the basics drawings. We can do some construction lines, height situations. We can take a look on the layers, which add some updates to mechanical layers. Then we're going to take a look on the mechanical standard contents. So inside of AutoCAD Mechanical, the Autodesk has added various of standard parts inside, such as bolts, screws, and nuts. So you can just drag it on, so you don't have to redraw back. Lastly, we're going to take a look on the mechanical structures, and once we created the mechanical structures, we can also create the boundaries from the structure. Right, so basically, so last one, this is basically how can you get the mechanical toolsets. So in order to get the AutoCAD mechanical toolsets, you just need to subscribe to AutoCAD license, right? So basically you need to buy the AutoCAD license, such as whether it's 1 year subscription or maybe 3 years. So you will automatically get not only the AutoCAD, but also the 7 extra toolset, and one of these is the mechanical toolsets. Right? However, if you buy the AutoCAD LT, so AutoCAD LT is not does not have the industrial specific toolset. So just a little bit comparison between the AutoCAD LT and AutoCAD. Right? So you need to get the AutoCAD full version in order to get the rest of these 7 toolsets, and one is the mechanical toolset. Now let me share the screen, so just right. Okay, so the first thing first, this is the first thing that you will see once you open the AutoCAD, right? So first of all, you start with the start button over here, and then you click new, and then you will see these various of tabs and tools that you can see above. So it's like it looks slightly different compared to the normal AutoCAD. However, you still have access to the normal AutoCAD tools, for example, the line, the polyline, and some other normal AutoCAD that does not show over here. You can still type the command and the function will still appear. Right, so let's take a look on the several additional tools that you have on mechanical. Now, if you take a look on lines, you can drop line, and then you have additional things that you can do from here, such as symmetrical lines. Right, so symmetrical lines allow you to automatically create a mirror view based on the center line. So for example, if I click the symmetrical lines, I can just click line and I press enter. That is the center lines. So if I just draw, it will draw mirrorly. So you can see it's draw mirrorly. So let me just delete this. Right, so that is lines. And if you take a look on here, we have additional things, which is the center line. So we can use several of the center line, not just one straight line. We have center line cross, circles over there that we can use. So let me just show you one of the example. Let's say if I needed to make some center lines over here. So what I can do is just, I can go into the center line over here and click center line, click at this point, and then you can see it's automatically create the center lines, and it will also create this setback line over here. So you don't need to manually click and drag it just to create this additional setback line over here. So the center lines in AutoCAD Mechanical automatically do it for you, so you can see it is time saving for this. Right? So if I want to have this center line for the hole over here, so I can just find, I can add the center line cross, just click over here, and automatically it will click. Right? So there are several other things that you can find from here. You just click and drag, and it will automatically create it for you. Right, and then we have the construction. So we have multiple constructions on the normal AutoCAD. So we also have this construction below the draw. However, we only have two. One is construction line, the other one is ray line. Right, the construction line is infinity line, allow you to create a line infinitely. Right, so we'll take a look on this construction line later on. But for those who require to use the infinity lines, for example, for the orthographic projections, might use this a lot. So lift mechanical user will find this very helpful. Right, so you can see many construction line that you can find. Right. And then we have other things such as the height situation. We take a look on later on the modify. Right, so if you take a look on the move command over here, you can drop down and then you have additional things. So this is basically a little bit shortcut. So for example, some of the people who use AutoCAD, when they're moving the object, sometimes they also might want to do other things, such as maybe you want to copy, rotate as well as once they have moved. So with this, you don't need to apply rotates, you don't need to apply copy manually. So everything is have a shortcut over here. You can just click and it will automatically do it for you. For example, maybe I needed to copy and then I want to rotate. Right? So you can just click over here and copy and rotate. But for example, let's say I needed to copy, rotate, and move. So I can just click over here, select the object, press enter. So I can automatically rotate from here. Then I can move this rotate shape that I have created before. I can just move over here. Right? Okay, so it's automatically do it for you. So it's very saving a lot of time without doing multiple commands. Right, so that is some of the basic things on the move. Right, so we have different type of layers. So I will show you later on. And then annotates and for the text and especially for the dimension also have a lot of change over here. Now, for example, let me just briefly show you. Let's start with creating the construction line. For example, let's say if I have this orthographic view over here, and I would like to create this side view over here. So let's say I have the top view and front view already created. So let me just copy. Say I already have this. And what I would like to do here is that I want to create the additional side view for the orthographic. So I have this construction line. So let's take a look what we can do from here. Now, if I take a look at construction line over here, once I click, automatically it will show me different things that you can do. Maybe I needed to use for the horizontal constraint. So I can just click. Maybe I need to change, maybe for the verticals or maybe both. Maybe I want to have a half distance, so I can just click for the half distance. Say I click from here until here. They will click the half from that two particular point. So there are several of the construction line that might be saving a lot of time over here. You still have the 2 points construction line, so basically the same that you have in AutoCAD. Now, if you needed to change to ray lines, you can just click over here, click on ray lines, and then you can see so automatically it will change to ray lines, so you don't have to manually edit this one, right? Or you can also click ray line modes over here, and when you drop down, you can see it's horizontal become ray. If I turn off, if I drop down, it's become the construction line. Now, this is construction lines, quite useful, but we also have additional things, which is automatic construction line. What this does is that it's automatically create the construction line for you based on the sketch that you have over here. For example, I want to construct lines up and to the left, so I can just click over here, select this line, press enter, it's automatically create that line over here for me. So let me just delete this two. Oops. This two. So for this case, let's say I want to create both, which is this one. So I can just click for the overall, press enter, then you can see automatically it's extruding the line from, so I didn't need to click it one by one, right? So every the edge will be clicking the construction line. The next step is that I needed to create the 45-degree line so that I can extrude and mirror to the bottom over here. So we have the side view. For the construction line, we have what we call is projection view, projection construction. It will allow you to automatically project when the line has been touched. So let me just click here. Right, so I have this construction line for projection. Now, if I select, let me just change to ray mode. If I select horizontal or any of the lines, when I click at this point, then you can see it's automatically project downwards. So you don't need to trim, you don't need to create another lines to create downwards, automatically create it for you. So I just need to use automatic construction line, and I can just select this, select, and it works automatically. Create this line from you, from here, then you can just simply use the lines to draw and so on over here. Right? So let's say I just draw some shape here. Then I have this line over here. Just click somewhere here. Then you should have the view. Right? So maybe I have this back view over here. Right? So over here. So based on this line, right, so it should be right from the top up until the bottom over here. And I also have this hidden line back. So if I don't want, I can just ignore. Now, one thing, the beauty about the AutoCAD Mechanical is that it's also provide you the layers. So like I mentioned before, AutoCAD Mechanical has layers. If you drop down here, you can see that there are layers which has AM at the front, AM/5, AM/7, AM/CL. So this is the construction lines which is automatically created for you. So the number 7, this is the center lines that we have created before. So once you have created, automatically it will create the layer for you. So if you notice, I don't need to change the colors. I don't need to change the layers. Once I click the center lines, I click, so automatically it creates the center lines layer AM/7. Right? So you don't have to create these layers manually. So you can see you're already saving a lot of time with that. Now for this construction line, let's say I don't want to see it, or I want to delete, so you can just select all, and it will delete all of the construction lines, right? So if I don't want to delete, so I can just turn off the construction lines from here, and it will automatically turn off for you. Right? So very helpful. So for example, if I go into the drawing mode, and then you will see I don't have anything from here other than AM7. I only have layer 0. So once I include the construction line, you can see it's turned red, and the construction line automatically created for you. Right? The same goes with the other tools that you have over here. Right? So that is the construction line layers. Right? So there are many other layers. So if you drop down here, so we have contours. If you drop down here, we have multiple things. This is the layer that you can add. Maybe you want to add the hidden lines. Then you can see the hidden line layers automatically create for you. The text lines, the dimension line, the hatch line. So everything will be created, so automatically create for you. So right. So AM/8 is the hatch line. So talking about hatch line, hatch line is that we have multiple hatch lines already preset, already turned on for you. So you can just click and drag and drop into your drawing. Right? So you don't need to open a hatch to create a new one. Right? So this particular standard is already provided for you. So you can just simply click and draw. Other than that, you also have access to this snap. So snap is called power snap now. So what it does, it's allow you to save 4 different configurations. So maybe if I turn off my snap, so I have the first snap, which has endpoint, center line, section. Maybe for different work, I need to turn off some of this. Maybe I need to turn off endpoints, midpoints, but I need to turn off tangents and maybe intersections. Now this, you will save a lot of time by setting up your Power Snap. So that is Power Snap configuration 1. Right. So this. So if I take a look on the Power Snap configuration 2, Power Snap configuration 2, then you will see different settings has been changed from. So if you need to change your snap configuration, you can go to Power Snap settings. Then we have setting 1, setting 2, 3, which can set the setting from here. So you will save a lot of time when you want to change the snap. Right, so that is the snap. Right, so we take a look. We already take a look on the layers and the configurations. The dimension also have which is called a power dimension now. So what it does, it's automatically open the edit settings. For example, when you create the dimension, sometimes you might want to add additional info over here. So when I click for the dimension, let's say I want to add horizontal, and I just click over here, then you will see that not only that the layer has been changed for us automatically, you can see power dimensioning edit tools already being applied for here, indicate that it will ask you, let's say if you want to add some tolerance or maybe some symbols, so it's automatically available. So, but if you don't want, you can just simply just end this and you will have this dimension which has the mechanical settings created. Right, so you can see we now have the dimension. Oops, we now have the dimension M5 created automatically from here. Now, these particular settings, you may want to adjust the settings, so you don't have to worry. AutoCAD Mechanicals has its own settings. So if you go into the options or settings, or say I start the command options. Right, so you see this is the standards that you have on the AutoCAD. But if you take a look at the back, if I take a look and scroll, then you will see we have additional tabs which has AM at the start. So AM stands for AutoCAD Mechanical, which is this is the mechanical tools, mechanical settings that you can edit from here. Right, so you can see on the AutoCAD Mechanical standards options. Right, so right from the start, if you want to start creating your drawing, you can start setting up the standard first. Maybe I want my AutoCAD, this DWG settings to be ISO or maybe NC. I can just click and it will change the standard for me. For this case, I want this on ISO. And if I want to have a inch or matrix, I can just select from here. I can change the scales. And then I have these standard symbols or dimensions that I can edit directly from here. Now, for example, let's take a look on the dimension. Maybe I want to make some changes. I can just right click and edit the settings. And over here, I have these multiple settings that I can create, that I can edit from here. All right, so let's say I'm going to edit the ISO. So I can just click edit and I can select modify. Then I can modify, let's say the text will be yellow colors, right? And then maybe I needed to change the text heights, the text standard, so I can just change directly from here. Same goes with, this is basically similar with the normal AutoCAD dimension style. But you still have access to the normal dimension style. Because on these dimension styles, AutoCAD Mechanical, you cannot create a new one. This is what you get, but you can create a new one using the dimension style, not the normal AutoCAD dimension style. Let me just start the command. Let's say dim style. Then you will see this is the normal AutoCAD dimension style. So if I need to create new ones, I can just click new. I'm gonna name this one as 001 standard. Continue. When I modify this, you still have access to the normal standard one. But once you have created over here, now you able to access it on the mechanical standard over here. Right? So mechanical settings. So on dimension settings, if I drop down, I have, okay, for some reason it does not show. But normally you should show the dimension stuff. So let me just start again. Star, so maybe I did not save. Yeah, I did not save previously. That's the reason why that's not shown from here. So I'm just gonna name this one as here. Press OK. Let me see. There it is. So if I go into the options, settings, and I have this one, which I have created before. All right. So if I can edit the dimension, maybe the leaders, modify directly from here. Some of the things that I may want, so I can just edit from here. This is just the standards. Maybe you want to edit structures for mechanicals, the content, so you have access on the option from here. Okay, so that is some of the settings for the AutoCAD mechanical. Other things that you can do is that you can also automatically hide, automatically create the hidden line. For example, let's say if I have this machinery over here, what I want to do is that I want to move this item at the back of this machine. Now, this, if you want to make a hidden line, so this is going to be a very painful process on the normal AutoCAD. However, it's very, very easy on the AutoCAD mechanical. All you have to do is go into the height situation over here, create, and select the polyline or the block line that you want to have a set height situation. Press enter, and then you can just press OK. Oops, let me just hide this one. Okay, actually will be moved. Okay, for some reason that's not start. Let me just try again. Okay, height situation. So foreground. Ground, let's say I move. Okay. Right, for some reason that's not shown. Let me just create a new samples from the back. Let me just create a new one. Okay, let's say I have these two polyline over here. Now I had this situation, selecting the foreground object. Then you will see at the back, it's automatically create a hidden line for you. Right? Okay, then you will see this hidden line has been created for me. Right? So including the layer itself. Right? So it should work from here. For example, for some reason it does not actually happen on this page. Okay, never mind. Right, but normally it should work. Let me try with different parts from here. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the situation. This will be my foreground. Okay. Select the object. Okay, so once it's shown, it should have some item shown over here. But for some reason, it's not shown. Okay, never mind. I believe we can skip this. Normally, it should work, but for some reason, that's not shown. But if you take a look, you need to have a polyline or block, then it should be able to create something like this. So you can also edit the items. So for example, I want to edit, let's say, these items. Okay, just click. Maybe I want to add some holes over here. Situation, I can edit. Object, can click and send to the back if I want to, for example. Right, so I can send it back. So I can just turn it off and off if I want to. Also, maybe I want to show the hidden lines, maybe the height, so it will be able to show for me. So that is a little bit on height situation. Okay, so the more important things that you have with the AutoCAD Mechanical, you also have the contents library, such as the holes or the fasteners. So maybe you want to add hole. So what you can do is that instead of creating the hole manually, you can access from the content from here. So if you drop down from hole, so let's say I want to create a countable hole. So I can just click over here. And then the standards has been shown. So I can select standard of hole that I want. But for this case, I only want to use countable front. Right? So and then front. Okay, so I can just click from here. And then I can just click finish. So the hole will be automatically created for me. Now, if I want to change, for example, the diameter of this hole is too small, so I can just double click to change. Let's say I'm going to change this into say 5, maybe 4. The height of this, let's say around 1, and the nominal diameter will be around 3. So I can just finish. Then you can see it's automatically edit for you. So you can just go ahead, double click and edit. Now this is just holes. So you have other tools such as the bolts, nuts, and screw. So let's say I create screw. Right, so I have access to different types of screw, maybe hex hit types. Right, so it's loading a little bit. Let's say this one. So I have also not only the front view, I have the side view, the top view, and also the bottom view. So you can just click and select easily. It will be created right over here. Right, so you can see the bolt has been shown from it. Right, so again, you can just double click to edit, and it will edit the size of it. Right. Now, this contents has the top view, the front view, the bottom view. Let's say if you want to create your own part, the own items, which has the front view, top view, and then you have the mechanical structure or the mechanical browser. We have the hierarchy of this. So one example that I have over here is this robot over here. Is that you can see we have multiple parts over here. Now in AutoCAD normally, so this will be a painful work if you want to see the item one by one. So I have this clamp over here. So many items over here. If I want to close one by one, so the old process, you need to create this by layer. But with mechanical, you don't have to create by layer, meaning you will have less layer to worry about, but you will have easier way to see this item over here. Right, so easy to filter the item. So in order to do that, you can go to the view, and then you can on, which is the item called mechanical browser over here. Now, this is mechanical browser has already been created. Right, so this mechanical browser has already been created. We have the robots item over here. We have this plastic tray. We have this gripper assembly. Now, let's say I only want to see this gripper assembly. I don't want to see the robots and the plastic. So I can just click over here, these two. And then I can just right click and turn off the visibility of this both. I have this gripper assembly only shown from here. Now, if I drop down this gripper assembly, I have this clamp. Now you can see this highlight over here. So I can also zoom into. So if I want to highlight the clamp, I have this stroke. I have this cylinder. And the thing about this is that you can reuse back. You can add more strokes or more clamps just by finding the view of this. For example, the clamp, maybe the clamp over here, I want to add the top view of this, maybe a front view. So I can right click over here and I can select new instances. New instances allow you to create new parts from here. So I can just press enter and I can add this item that I have created before. So maybe I want to have this, stroke. So I can find a stroke, maybe the front stroke. So I can just click new instance, enter, then I can add more items that I have created before over here. So it's almost the same way the block, but it's not actually a block, it's a mechanical browser. Right? So once we have created, so you can see we have a hierarchy of object over here. We have the assembly of gripper, and then we have the sub-assembly, the items over here. Right? So the clamp, the stroke, the cylinders. If you drop down, we have different view that we can have. Right, so some of this can be created, and once we have created all of this, you can create the BOM list of all of these items. Now, for example, if you take a look on the main, if I double click, then you can have this assembly, the basement, the axis, the joints, all of these have been created using this mechanical browser. We also list down the quantity. For example, we add a quantity of stroke tree and clamp tree. So we have another two here, right? So how to do it? So let me just show you one example. Let's say if I want to have this as an item, right? So if I take a look on mechanical browser, nothing is here yet. So what I can do to start, the first thing is I can create a component. So I can just right click here, select the new, and I can select the component. Set components. And I can rename this. Let's say I'm going to name this as a turbine. Press enter. And the first thing it will ask you to name the view. So I'm going to name this top view. So I'm going to select all of the top view over here. Press enter. And I'm going to specify a point. So basically, the similarity is quite similar with the object. Okay, the block, right? So a little bit similar with the block. Okay, so we have the top view. Maybe I want to have a bottom view. All right, so I can just right click again, new, and then select component view. Right, front view. Then the center point. So I have the top view and the front view, right? Over here. Okay, right. So that is just the turbines. So the entire turbine. So what I want to do here is that I want to create each of these parts individually. So like we have on the robot before. So let's say I want to have these turbine blades. So again, I can right click. And this time I'm going to create a new component. So the new component will be a turbine blade. I'm going to name this one as a blade. And the view is top. So I can select this will be the parent view. Top view presented, and then I can select the base point from here. Right, so let me just turn on the center. So I have this top view available. Okay, so that is the blade has been created. I want to create another item. So the next one will be another component will be the, let's say, the base. I'll name this base. I'm gonna select name as a top. I'm gonna select this as a base. All right, so we have the top and the base. And then the last one, I'm going to create the, let's say I'm going to name this one as a structure. Top view, so this will be the structure of my component. Right, so I have top, I have a blade, the base, and the structure. So if I want to add, so I can just right click and select new instance. So oops, right. I have this blade over here. Let me see. Okay, so I have this hierarchy of the turbine over here, the blade, the base, structures. Right. So again, if you want to have additional the additional view, let's say the front view, so the blade, so I can just right click new, instead of new component, I can select new component view, then just name this as a top, as the front view, and I can just select this item as a front view. So you have front view of the structure as well. Right. So you can see we have the hierarchy of the assembly file. Under the turbine, we have blade, base, and the structures. So if you drop down blade, we have top and front view, the base top, structure tops, and so on. Right. So right now, if you see, we don't have the BOM list yet. So in order to do that, you can just right click and create a BOM, and the BOM list will be automatically created for you. So you can just drop down, then you see what's inside of this turbine. Right, so the main has already been created, the BOM list. So if I want to create the part list, you go to the annotate, and I can select part list from here, press enter. Then you can see the descriptions of this BOM list has already been created over here. So right now it shows us the description, the standard, and the material. So we don't want this. What I want is to show the name, so I can just edit the value from here. I'm gonna add it. Last, I'm gonna add the name, so we have the name. But let's say I don't need the standard, so I'm gonna delete the standard in the column. And the insertion point will be top left. When I press enter, then you will see we have automatically create the BOM list for you. Right? So you can see how easy it is compared to the normal AutoCAD. So in normal AutoCAD, most likely your job will be manual process. So if you take a look on the AutoCAD mechanical, saving you a lot of time, so you don't have to redo that, and everything that you have created has been created and it can be reused back, and it will be automatically generated for you. Right, so that is basically the thing that I would like to share with you about the AutoCAD mechanical. Right, so I hope this is helpful for you. Right, so thank you everyone for joining. So I believe that is all that I would like to share, and we can just stop this session for today. Right, so thank you everyone. Thank you Mak Khairi. Right, thank you Adrian Cheong, Kairos, Ruzwan, right, GCW and CT Majorel. Right, so thank you for joining our free lesson, and I hope I can see you guys again on our next free lesson. So that is all from me. Thank you everyone, and have a nice day.